Hey, howdy. Still figuring out how exactly I want to do videos, mainly those that aren't just gameplay. So thanks for bearing with me while I figure that out. Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm game released sometime in the last decade or something. I don't know, time's been a bit weird of late. Anyway, it's a rhythm game, don't click off. Very much inspired by Doom and maybe even BPM, as it has a very particular aesthetic and relatively interesting creature designs. But you know what it has over a whole lot of other games? An interactive menu. Check this shit out. No, but for real. This game is clearly made with passion and love on the mechanical end. It can be a bit silly, a teensy bit silly, here and there, but bugs are few and far in between, and the game runs pretty well. It also has quite a few accessibility options. In the settings menu, you can change it from borderless to windowed, and you can pause the game when you're not in it. It's pretty nice. The basic premise of Hellsinger is that there's some demon or something named the Unknown, and she's breaking out of hell, and there's a skull named Paz, which is short for Fazelius, I believe, and there's the Red Judge who's trying to stop, and the skull's helping the Unknown, and the Red Judge is trying to stop the Unknown, and the Legions of Hell are also trying to stop the Unknown, and then also some other stuff, but I'm gonna spare you a lot of the details. Not because I don't care, but because without spoiling the story, it can be a bit finicky to go into, to explain, I guess. At least for me. The story is pretty light in the game, and it's mostly the gameplay that, would draw you towards it, and the music, obviously. Though, before we talk about that, the gameplay of Hellsinger obviously involves moving and fighting to the beat of the myriad songs in this game, and I am specifically avoiding talking about the music because I'm trying to forestall talking about what I believe is the best part of this game by far, as it is probably subjective. It's my favorite part, but it might not be everybody else's. A lot of rhythm games I've encountered have a whole lot of different kinds of music in them, and while I enjoy the gameplay of these games, sometimes the music can leave something to be desired from it. The best example I have of this is Hi-Fi Rush. I would personally describe Hi-Fi Rush as one of the best games I have ever played in my entire life. It has this wonderful feel. The characters are charming. It, I think, weirdly enough, reminds me almost of a Saturday morning cartoon. It's phenomenal, and it's very well put together. It's very stylish. It's great. But I think I only really liked one of the songs. What carried Hi-Fi Rush for me was the gameplay, the characters, the story, rather than, the music in the rhythm. And that's not a dig against Hi-Fi Rush, it's very much a personal taste issue for me. Hellsinger, on the other hand, as you might suspect from the title, Metal Hellsinger, has a whole lot of, and for whatever reason, this makes a specific part of my brain giddy. But I know for certain that that isn't true for everyone. Also, side note, in this one song, there's a bit that sort of goes kind of like... And then there's also a bit that, which is in the same song, of course, and that goes... And I remember seeing the comments on the song on YouTube way back when they released the demo, and the song was sort of on YouTube, I believe. And there was some person in the comments who said that both of those parts, right, and of course the were sung by the same person And I sort of did a double take. I thought it was like that. What? Huh? That can't be possible. And then later, I don't know how much later, but I was watching another streamer, YouTuber, or something like that, named I believe Miss Katie Obicat, who explained actually how to do a metal scream. Um, Not like like metal like the rock, but like metal in the music, right? Music genre. And they explained how to do a sort of a metal scream. And so the crazy thing is that comment that said that those two parts of the song that were sung by the same person might actually be true, which is kind of awesome. It's crazy, but it's like really cool. Anyway, Hellsinger is comprised of multiple stages, some boss fights that test your spacing and such, as well as the final boss that is more or less a combination of all the other bosses you've fought to this point, and tests sort of your general, how well you actually are doing. Each stage has its own look and feel, reflected at the end by the bosses, but also somewhat by the music. For example, on this one stage that has the song Stygia playing, it's more of this like industrial wasteland almost, and looks almost like a destroyed city, and so you get almost a touch of melancholy alongside the metal vibes and such. But then on other stages, you get just more a straight like slaughter music, doom themed kind of all they fear is you or something like that. Finally, speaking of the music, the way the game works is that you have different fury levels, which increase the score you produce with the things you do. Yes, there's a global leaderboard, and it goes from 1 times to 2 times to 4 times to 8 times to 16 times as you increase your fury by, and excusing my, français, kicking ass. It climbs all the way to 16 times, and once you get to 16 times, you get to hear whatever song is on whatever stage in all its glory while you slaughter and shatter demons all the way up. It's incredibly satisfying. Also, just being able to match the beat. The one part about this game that's really phenomenal and very satisfying as well is that all of the weapons have their own musical sort of sting, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. The hounds, for example, are these 2 revolvers, and my favorite weapons personally, but these 2 revolvers, and when you match the beat, they sound like drum beats. It's all the instruments, excuse me, all of the weapons have this sort of instrumental touch to them. It's very, very cool. Additionally, they produced a DLC that I don't think came out too much longer after the game's initial release that added a roguelite mode to the game, which is where a whole lot of the gameplay you're currently seeing and have seen throughout the video has been from, which also has its own boss and progression. That same DLC came with 2 new songs as well. One of them is, I adore it, it's Dream of the Beast, phenomenal. And also, they released another DLC after that with a new weapon and new music as well. It's kind of crazy. No pun intended, this shit rocks. There's also some licensed tracks from some other Nito games, but I can't play those on account of the fact that they're licensed. I'd recommend getting the game and its DLCs on sale if it interests you, and if it gets a sale, but it's also far from expensive when compared to a lot of bigger games that come out. Honestly, I'm starting to just be steered away a little bit from a lot of the bigger releases because I can't afford them half the time. And there's a lot of cool games that I'd miss if I were looking at the sun, with Hellsinger being one of them. Monster Hunter doesn't count. I will in fact be killing every beast larger than my hand with impunity. And now, I leave you with mediocre gameplay set to the incredible songs in Hellsinger.